people, and then 8 o'clock I'll start going. All right. Bye. What's up, everybody? How you guys all doing tonight? What's up, guys? The energy inside you, Smoke, William, Miss Tiny Trader, what's up? Oh, man, I love seeing my crew here early waiting for me. I love it. What's up, gang? How is everyone? Yo, Jay Vetter, what's up, my man? Paul, Nathan, Status, what's up, guys? Guys, today was a really, Samuel, what's going on, man? Guys, today was actually a really shitty day for me. So this is what has prompted me to come on and give this live stream. Michael, William, Linus, Extreme Gamer, Roy, Justin, Steven. What's up, everyone? What's up? What's up? What's up? Nice. Smoke. Congratulations. Just finished all the courses. Very nice. Aloha, Parsons. What's up? Stephen Crawford, my man. What's going on? Oh, Stephen, welcome. Stephen's his first time here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. We've got a good one tonight. Ruel, what's up? Jesse, Michael. Yes, I know. Thank you, Michael. I know. Yeah, guys, today sucked for me. Today was a shitty day for me. I'm going to talk to you guys about today. I've been on. Oh, Rob, what's up, Rob? I've been on one hell of a hot streak these last couple weeks, but today I got a slice of humble pie. I got a slice of humble pie, and it has everything to do with mainly the TVIX and the SPY. And I'm going to talk to you guys today about, the last few live streams that I've done. It's been all rainbows and sunshine. It's been all home run trades and wins. But the reality of trading is that it's not always sunshine and rainbows and home run trades. Okay. I make losing trades too. Today I made losing trades. Today was a nasty red day for me. And I was disappointed in myself today with a specific trade. And I did something wrong in my trading, and I kind of didn't follow my own rules in my trading, and it cost me today. And it really cost me today. So I wanted to come on, and I wanted to do this live stream with you guys and kind of talk to you about the losers. I want to talk to you guys about the losers because, like I said, I got beaten up today, and I want to go over with you guys what happened with the trade. I want to go over with you, how I deal with losing trades and with losing days, and tell you guys kind of what my game plan is going forward. Joining me tonight, I also have Jason the Wolf. You guys, if you caught his live stream last night, Jason did a live stream last night. It was awesome. He was calling out futures action in real time. It was pretty sick, making predictions on the live stream with where the futures market was going to be by a certain time at night, and he was spot on. So that was a lot of fun. So guys, I got the Wolf with me. Wolf here, say what's up, man.
Hey everybody, how are you?
All right, guys. So Jason and I actually made a very similar trade today, just with using different vehicles. I was long the TVIX. Jason was in some put options, and the market was just unreasonably strong this morning. And I really, at the time, I wasn't really sure why the market was as strong as it was after such a big gap down, and we were gapping down below a very key level. I really couldn't make out why the market was as strong as it was in the morning to rally back such a big gap down. Now we know why. Now we know why as some news came out late in the day, and we're going to talk to you guys about that on this live stream. So a few things that we're going to discuss. We are going to discuss my losing trades. Okay, I want to talk to you guys about my losing trades because today was a bad day for me. And I feel like it's just as important, if not more important, that I go over with you when I have a bad day, just like I do when I have a good day. It's important for you guys to see both sides of it. And I want to tell you about the mistakes that I made today to hopefully prevent you guys from making those mistakes tomorrow, this week, next month, whatever, going forward. Always make sure that your losing trades are meaningful. Make sure that you get value out of your losing trades. Don't just take a loss and then just throw it under the rug. Analyze it from an unbiased standpoint. Recognize your mistakes. See what you did wrong. See how you could have traded something better. And because I could have traded the TVIX much better today. I traded the TVIX very poorly today. I'm usually spot on with the TVIX, and I let it get away from me a little bit here today, and I lost more than I originally planned on risking on the trade, and I'm going to talk to you guys about all of that. Okay. We're also going to discuss also what the Fed did today, because we have a very clear tug of war going on between coronavirus and the Fed. It is clear more so ever now than ever before that the tug of war between coronavirus and the Fed. And we're going to talk to you guys about that and where I think and how we can go about trading this tug of war and how we can benefit from this tug of war and what I think the markets are going to be doing from this point out, because we got some pretty big news from the Fed late this afternoon. So we have a lot to talk about here, guys, today. I want to thank you guys for joining the Wolf and I on the stream. I'm going to wait a couple minutes, give some time for people to log on. Let me just take maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. Let me just take like 10 or 15 minutes of like just a quick Q&A while I give some time for people to log on. And then Jason and I are just going to dive right into it. So go ahead, guys. Let's just, we'll do a couple of minutes here. We'll just start a quick little Q&A, and then we'll get into my trades from today, because I really want to share my mistakes with you guys today. Jersey Devil, what's up? Eric, what's up? Ashley, what's going on? Flip, Das, what's up, everybody? John, what's going on? Yeah, James, I'm going to go over that as well. I'm going to go over NETE as well. Yeah, guys. So once I'm going to cover my losing trades today. Today, like I said, bad day for me today. I'm going to cover my losing trades with you. I'm going to go over the mistakes that I made today because I had to learn from them, and it was an expensive lesson for me. I want you guys to learn from it as well. As traders, it's important for us to really. I can't think of the word. It's an
Self-audit.
Yeah, self-audit, a self-audit, analyze, your trading from an unbiased standpoint. And you have to, I have a word on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it. It's important for you to, I don't know. I can't think of the word. It'll come to me.
Evaluate?
No.
I'm an English major. I can do this all day.
No, I can't. No, that's not the word. I can't think of it. It'll come to me. It'll come to me in a little bit, but it'll come to me. Oh, nice. NC6, we've got is joining us for our free chat tomorrow. Guys, anybody that's interested, tomorrow is TG Tuesday. Chat room's open for free for everybody. So if you guys want to sign up for TG Tuesday and join us, you guys can go to truetradinggroup.com. You'll click on the link. It'll say TG Tuesday. Fill out the form. That'll give you access to our chat room for free tomorrow, the entire day, from 7:30 a.m. Eastern until 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Nice. Mike DiMatteo, I'll see you tomorrow. Brandon, I'll see you tomorrow. Very nice. Very nice. All right, so yeah, guys. So like I said, we're going to give a couple of minutes here. Trading Mantra says, Mike, what is an 8K filing? An 8K is a material event that is filed by the company that is to be made public. So being a public entity, an 8K is something that is required by law, by the SEC, that when a material event takes place within a company, they need to file what is called an 8K that lets the public know about this event. Let's say a company signs a big contract. That's a material event for the company. If it's like the biggest contract they've ever signed, that's a material event. They have to 8K it. Let's say the company did some kind of test or trial and they need to release the data on that trial, or maybe they did a drilling program and they want to announce the data of the drilling program, they need to 8K it. If the CEO resigns from his position, then you need to file an 8K to let the public know about it. So it's an 8K is any material event that takes place within a company. They need to file an 8K to let the public know about it. Jay Cabrera, what's up? Yep, I'll see you tomorrow. See you guys in chat tomorrow. Yes, like an acquisition, Paul, would be, that's an event that would need to be an 8K. Jake, you and me both, man. Jake says, I got hit with the Fed money gun today in all the wrong ways. You and me both. Wolf, Chris says the thumbnail of Powell that you used this afternoon deserves an award. Nice, Steven. Steven Crawford, I'll see you in chat tomorrow, bro. Yeah, just go to truetradinggroup.com. You'll see it'll say TGG Tuesday. Just click on that, fill out the form, and it'll give you a link that'll give you access to the chat room for free. So you guys can come in our chat tomorrow and see what it's like to be part of the TGG family for free. Nice, Brinley Rayburn. Very nice. I'll see you in chat tomorrow. All right. So anybody have? So yeah, guys. Like I said, I'm just gonna take a couple questions. I'll let you guys. I'm just giving some time for people to log on. So if anybody has any questions, I'll just do a quick like 10 or 15 minute Q&A, and then we're gonna get things going. Nice. Sala, you're gonna. I mean, we're gonna talk about it today. Sala says, "Hey, Mike, I just joined last night specifically for TVIX education." I love the TVIX. The TVIX is by far my favorite vehicle to trade. It is my best statistics. It's my statistics trading the TVIX are even higher than my average stats throughout the trading year. It is definitely my best vehicle. My accuracy trading TVIX is well over 80%, but not today. Today I was in that 15 to 20% of the time when I take a loss in the TVIX. That was today, and I was wrong in the TVIX this morning. And we're going to talk about on this live stream what I did wrong, the mistakes that I made here today, and the mistakes that cost me. And then Jason and I are going to talk to you guys about what we think, or at least, why the markets were strong today, what the Fed did, what it means for the markets going forward, and what we can expect moving on from there. Yes, Pablo, we do mentor meetings. Yes. Nice. Scott, what's up? Scott Ruman says he's checking out TTG. What's up, Scott? Scott, chat room's open for free tomorrow, bud, if you guys want to join us tomorrow. Thank you, Michael. Glad to see you here. Wayne, yes, I'll see you in chat tomorrow. Yes, Okanagan Organics, I hope I pronounced that right. Okanagan Organics says, will you be calling out your trades tomorrow for guests? I'd like to see your accuracy before I sign up. Yeah, we call out our trades every single day in chat. So like not tomorrow, guys, if you guys join us tomorrow for TG Tuesday, it's nothing different than what we typically go through on a daily basis. I'm just inviting you in. So you guys are going to see exactly what it's like to be a member of TTG. I call out my trades in real time. I'm on the microphone. You see my screen. You know exactly what I'm doing. I'm on the microphone telling you what I'm looking at, what I'm doing before I actually do it. And then you also get push notifications every time one of my trades executes. So whenever I enter or exit a position, you get a push notification in the chat room as well as me being on the microphone talking to you, telling you guys what I'm doing, what I expect to have happen, and all of that. That's a typical regular day in True Trading Group. That's something that I do each and every single day in chat. The Wolf, he's also on the mic as well. Same thing with his trade alerts and the other TG moderators. It's not just me. It's not just the Wolf. We have other TG moderators that are in chat as well, and you guys get all their trade alerts as well. Matthew says, can you get some TGG hats made so I can rock one? Yeah, I'm working on hats and t-shirts too. Hats and t-shirts. Nice. Short Squeeze. Congrats. Short Squeeze says, what's up, TTG fam? I just finished my last course and got all them beautiful badges ready to go, baby. TTG certified. Short Squeeze, ready to go. Congratulations getting TTG certified. Oh, nice. B. Manderson. That's awesome. B. Manderson says, Mike, I've been reviewing your advanced indicators course every morning before the open. Been spending all day in the chat and watching your YouTube vids every night. Thanks for all you do. B. Manderson, it's my pleasure, man. It is my pleasure. I genuinely enjoy what I do. And there's nothing else I'd rather be doing, honestly, than talking to people that are equally as passionate about this as I am. I can talk about stocks until I'm blue in the face, in case you guys haven't realized it. What broker do I use, Ben? I use Lightspeed, Ben. I use Lightspeed. Yes, Ramo says, "Will I make money if I follow your trades?" I mean, yeah. I mean, my accuracy throughout the course of the year fluctuates in the low to mid 70s. When I'm trading really well, that pushes up towards 80. When I'm in a funk, it'll drop more towards 70. But my accuracy over the course of a year usually ends up somewhere in the low to mid 70s. But you know, I make losing trades too, guys. I have losing days, and like I said, today I started this live stream telling you guys today's a red day for me, and today I'm not going to be talking about how much of a home run trade that we had. It's like we've been very, very spoiled the last like 3 weeks with home run after home run after home run. Last week was my biggest week of the year. Last week was my biggest week of the year, my biggest weekly gain of the year. Last week was the biggest. And the week before that was a big week as well. So it's like we've been spoiled with home runs and the action and the momentum that we had been seeing in small caps. But that momentum in small caps has slowed down, just like we predicted that it would. We did a live stream last week. I believe it was Wednesday, the day that that stock JFIN was going crazy. That JFIN was up like 700% and then got crushed going into the end of the day. That day, I did a live stream and I told everybody that I thought that small cap momentum was going to start to shift, and I think small caps were going to start to cool off. And for the last 3 days since I did that live stream and since I made that call and made that statement, I actually had a couple people on the live stream that told me I was out of my mind and I was crazy and told me that I didn't know what I was talking about. Well, now that it's 3 trading days after I said that, I was right in that, because small cap momentum has definitely slowed down. compared to what we've been seeing for the last 2 to 3 weeks. So like I said, we've been spoiled. I went on one hell of a hot streak for the last couple of weeks. But that hot streak came to an end today as I took loss. And I'm gonna go over those losses with you, and I'm gonna show you guys that trading is not always home runs and sunshine and rainbows. That sometimes you take losses, and losing is part of trading. And a lot of people struggle with dealing with losses. A lot of people struggle dealing with big losses, and I'm going to share with you guys some mental and psychological kind of exercises, so to speak, that you can work on that can help you deal with losses and losing trades better. And this is part of the psychological aspect of trading that not a lot of people talk about, but you have to talk about it because losing is part of trading. There's no way around it. You can be the best trader in the world. You're still going to have losing days. Nobody goes green every single day for the course of the year. You're going to have red days. You have to learn how to deal with that. An analogy that I like to make with all of our TGD members, and if you've been following my channel for a while, then you've heard me probably say this before. But for those of you that are new, that have never heard it before, this analogy really hits home. And this analogy really makes sense. A lot of people can understand it. And that is that trading is a lot like football. It's a lot like football in the sense that when you play football, nobody likes to get hit, right? Like nobody likes to get a concussion. Nobody likes to get a bruised rib. Nobody likes to sprain their ankle. Like nobody likes to get hit. It doesn't feel good. It hurts, and people don't like it. But that's part of football. You can't play football and not get hit. It's part of the game, and you understand that it's part of the game when you sign up to play it. So everybody wants to score the touchdown. Everybody wants to win the Super Bowl. But in order to score the touchdown, in order to win the Super Bowl, you have to go through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get to that point. Trading's no different. Okay. Everybody wants to hit the home run trade. Everybody wants to make a lot of money. But to get to that point, and everybody wants to be a full-time trader. Well, I'm telling you, to get to that point, you have to deal with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears along the way. And that involves losing trades and losing days. So just like a football player knows and understands that getting hit is part of football, you have to understand as a trader that losing is part of trading. There's no pattern that works 100% of the time. There's no strategy that works 100% of the time. And if you are looking for that, just sign off this live stream right now, because you're never going to become a consistently profitable trader if you are looking for some special secret. And anybody that tries to sell you on, hey, man, I unlocked this special secret that nobody knows about but me. It's this secret pattern that unlocks the keys to the stock market. It's total bullshit. Take it from me, someone that's traded professionally on Wall Street. If there was a secret pattern or secret strategy, then the wealthiest people in the world would not be service and product providers and creators like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos are not traders. They've created a service and product that the entire world needs. And that's how you become the richest people in the world. If there was a secret special strategy or pattern, all of the richest people in the world would be traders. Okay, it'd be traders if there was some fail-proof system. There's not. All you can do as a trader is identify high probability patterns and put yourself in good risk reward, execute on your game plan, stick to your stop loss, don't be greedy, take your profits when your profit targets are reached, and keep it moving. But there's no pattern that's going to work 100% of the time. So my advice to people when they always ask me, like, Mike, well, how do you deal with losing trades? Like, how do you deal with a red day? And my answer is this. You first have to come to grips with and understand that losing is part of trading. There's no way around it. Okay, so when you do lose, stop taking it like it's the end of the world. Take it like it's one bad play, or it's one dropped pass, or it's one running play where you didn't get the first down. These are football references, but it's just one play in a very long game, and that's how you have to look at trading. The thing about trading and the beauty about trading is that there's really not many other careers out there where no matter what happens to you today, you always get a shot at redemption tomorrow. And that's not even true in professional sports, because eventually the season of the sport comes to an end. whether it's the World Series, the NBA Finals, the World Cup, the Super Bowl, the Stanley Cup, Wimbledon, the Masters, like depending on whatever sporting event that you're partaking in, eventually that season comes to an end and you no longer get a shot at redemption. Stock market's not like that. The stock market's always going to be open tomorrow. There's not many professions that you can say that no matter how bad you screw up today, you get a shot at redemption tomorrow. And you have to be able to find solace in that and be able to thrive off of that and say, okay, I had a bad day today. I'm going to learn from my mistakes. I'm going to analyze my trades. I'm going to realize what I could have done better so I don't make those same mistakes again. And then I need to have a short memory. You need to have a short memory when you have a bad day, and you come right back the next day with a clear slate, a fresh slate, a clear mindset. Forget about the losing day, because tomorrow is a brand new day with brand new chart setups and brand new opportunities. You have to have a short memory as a trader. You cannot drag a losing trade or a losing day over into the next day with you. You can't put the pressure on yourself to say, okay, well, I got my ass kicked today, so tomorrow I have to try to make it all back. Don't put that pressure on yourself. All I'm doing tomorrow, I'm not saying, okay, man, I got to try to come in here tomorrow. I'm going to try to make 25 grand tomorrow. That's not what I'm saying. I'm coming in tomorrow and I'm saying, I just want to be green. That's it. Just get myself back on track. I'm just trying to be green. Let me just get myself back on track. Okay, let me just forget about today. I'll come tomorrow and we're just going to try to be green. And that's it. And that's all you can do as a trader. Okay, so when people ask me, Mike, how do you deal with a loss or how do you deal with losing days? That's it, guys. That's how you do it. And these are all things that you can't really. This is all mental. This is all psychological. All of this is covered in the trader psychology course on the website. I actually have an entire chapter that talks about how to deal with losses and how to deal with losing trades. You have to be able to deal with it. You have to be able to lose well, if that makes sense. As a trader, you have to be able to lose well. And by losing well, that means sticking to your stop losses, managing your risk, not letting a trade get away from you, not allowing yourself to get blown up in just a single day or in a single trade because you just threw your risk management out the window. You got to have a short memory. You come back the next day ready to rock and roll. And if you find yourself, like let's say, for example, you have a bad day today. And let's say, for example, tomorrow morning, you sit down at your desk pre-market and you go through your pre-market game plan. You go through your routine, right? If the very first thing that you think about when you sit down at your desk tomorrow morning was the money that you lost today, do yourself a favor, get your ass right back up out of that seat and walk away from your desk. Because if the first thing that you think about tomorrow when you sit down at your trading desk is the money that you lost today, you're already doomed before the bell even rang. You have to make sure you come in the following day with a clear head, a clear mindset, ready to get back to business with a brand new day, brand new chart patterns, and brand new opportunities. So that's my advice to people that ask me, like, how do you deal with losing trades? How do you deal with losing days? That is my advice to you guys. Okay, take it. Take this advice because not a lot of people talk about it. But it's extremely, extremely important. I can sit here and I can show you guys all my winning trades, right? I can show you guys all my winning trades, but then I'd be a piker if I'm doing that because I don't just make winning trades. I always show you guys my winners. I show you guys my losers. If I have a good day, you know about it. If I have a bad day, you know about it. Today, I had a bad day. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. I made a mistake. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to show you the mistake so you guys don't make it. But tomorrow, I'm not trying to make the money back that I lost today. I'm just trying to be green. Okay, I'm going to forget about what happened today. I'm going to come back tomorrow and we're going to rock and roll. Okay? Let's see. Just trying to get caught up here, guys, with a couple of your comments and questions. Well, the energy inside me says, Mike, question, why not take profit if you're up $1 a share, knowing that you are red on the day? The reason why I'm now being up $1 a share, that doesn't mean anything. You know, saying I'm up $1 a share, that doesn't mean anything. It depends on the trade. You know, like depends on where my profit targets are. I'm not changing the way that I'm trading based on my P&L. And that's another piece of advice that I have for you all is to not trade your P&L. Trade the charts in front of you. Don't trade your P&L. Do not trade your P&L. Don't start to do things differently because you're up a lot of money or you're down a lot of money. Okay, don't trade your P&L. Just because I'm up $1 a share, but you know, what if my first take profit target is $1.50, my second take profit target's $2.25, and my third take profit target's $3? Like, if those are my profit targets on the trade, I'm going to stick to my profit targets. I'm going to stick to my game plan on the trade, and I'm going to trade that pattern no differently than if I was up 20 grand, if I was flat on the day, or if I was down 20 grand. I'm going to trade that pattern the exact same way, because if I do things differently because I'm either up a lot, down a lot, or I'm flat, then that means I'm trading my P&L. And if you were an algorithm, if you were a computer, would you trade differently depending on the money that you're up or down? The answer is no. An algorithm is going to follow a command. It's going to follow a command to the T. Now, we have a little bit of an advantage because as you become more experienced, you can make a decision with your technical analysis that maybe something has changed in the chart pattern that can cause you to exit that trade before your stop loss triggers. But for the sake of the conversation, you guys have to be able to be more robotic in your trading and say, okay, if this is the chart pattern that I'm going after, here's my entry, here's my stop loss, these are my profit targets, and you stick to that. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you're up 20 grand, if you're flat, or if you're down 20 grand. You follow your game plan. I'm not going to change my game plan on specific setups because of my P&L. And this is what I mean by not letting a losing trade or a losing day roll over and affect your following trades going forward. This is a lot easier said than done, guys. I know a lot of people struggle with this, but I feel like it's important for me to discuss it because I'm doing it right now. You know, I got beat up a little bit today, but tomorrow I'm fine. You know, I'm not like sulking about, I'm not walking around my house banging my head against the wall. I took an L today. I've had a monster last like 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks for me have been insane. Okay, so you just have to always remind yourself that you will forever be a student of the stock market. The stock market's always going to humble you. You're not going to win them all. Losing's part of the game, so you got to take it. You want to be a trader? You got to take it. If you want to do this, you have to learn how to lose. You have to learn how to lose. Let's see.
That was nice. That was a nice little speech you gave there.
What's that?
So that was a nice little speech you gave there.
Thank you. Jason said you sound a little muffled, Jay. I can't really hear you.
Hold on.
But the wolf just said that was a nice little speech I gave. He appreciates my speech. I hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you guys appreciated my speech.
I mean, is my audio better?
I do that, RM. So RM just said, Mike, hey, small request. When you enter trades in the room, could you verbally say, I'm going long now, instead of us waiting for the alert, which is sometimes too slow for how fast the stocks move? I do that. So RM, I do that in the chat. I always tell people, you know, where I'm getting long. I even tell you like where my orders are. Like if I have a limit order out, I'll tell you. If I have a limit order sitting at $5.20, I tell you I've got a limit order sitting at $5.20. If I say, hey guys, if we pull back into $5, I'm getting long. You know, I always tell people what I'm going to do before I actually do it. That way, you can sometimes act and take positions even before I do. So you guys don't necessarily have to wait to see my trade alert, because I'll always tell you what I'm doing before I actually do it. Mark says, is there a separate chat for option traders, or is it one chat room? It's one chat room. One chat room. Because with Mark, we trade options and stocks. Okay? We trade options and stocks. So it's one chat room.
Mike, is my audio better?
Yeah, it's a little better now. Yeah. AJB Soccer says, Mike, what do you think of algos for retail traders? I mean, listen, if you can create an algo, all the power to you. Algos do work if you can program a successful one. I do know traders that have successful algos. I mean, if you can build one, great. If you can build one, great. But you have to be a developer. You have to be a programmer. I mean, you really have to know what you're doing in order to have a successful and profitable algorithm. What time does the chat room? Alexander Morado says, what time is chat tomorrow? Chat opens at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. The energy inside you. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that. The energy inside you says, Mike, you're the best teacher out there, 100%. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Thank you. I appreciate that. Michael Aramis says, what do you prefer, stocks or options? I prefer stocks. I prefer stocks. I prefer stocks because it's a little easier for me to identify risk on my stock trades than option trades, and I sometimes, depending on the option, it becomes a little difficult sometimes depending on the option that I'm trading. Getting larger size, sometimes liquidity concerns could become an issue on some of the options that have low volatility, like SPY options. Excuse me, not low volatility, low volume and low liquidity. Like SPY options have great volume. SPY options trade excellent volume. You don't really have much of a problem getting in and out of a decent sized position. But there's some other stocks out there where, if I'm trying to get size, it's like pulling teeth trying to get my orders filled. And that's the reason why, if I can trade the stock, I'd rather trade the stock, just because all I have to get right when I'm trading a stock is direction. When you're trading an option, you've got to get direction and you got to get time correct also. So there's an extra variable in options. That's why I like stocks, but I also trade options. I trade options too. I would say that I'm a stock trader that also trades options. That's how I would consider myself. But the wolf is the opposite. The wolf is an options trader that sometimes trades stocks. He prefers options. I prefer stocks. But the mentality and the strategy behind the trades remain the same. Yo, what's up, Sam? What's up, Sam? Yes, I do pay for TC2. Yes, Wilson. I'll just show you, guys. If anybody is curious on what services I pay for TC2000, I'll just show you. All right, so there you guys go. So there's the feeds that I pay for on TC2000. I only use TC2000 for charting. Okay, I do not trade with TC2000. You could trade with TC2000 if you want. Okay, if you want to trade with TC2000, you can. They do offer brokerage services through Interactive Brokers, but I trade with Lightspeed, but I use TC2000 for charts. I think TC2000 is hands down the best charting software out there. So for any of you that are interested in what services that I pay for TC2000, there, I'll leave it up right there on the screen for a couple minutes where you guys can take a snippet of it. Yes, Michael, the price of the membership went up slightly from May to June. We were at, with the discount code, we were at $1,065 in the month of May. And we were implementing a lot of new features in June, and we are still currently but our data provider, which is Quote Media, to implement real-time level 2, our stock screener, real-time level 1, and also a platform and a software that will allow you to buy and sell stocks directly from the website, not acting as a broker. Like we're not a broker, but you can connect your platform through this software where you guys can actually place trades directly from the website, just like you can do on Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance has the exact same software. So all of those implementations on the website, that data feed from our service provider costs money. So what happened was the service provider was late in implementing all these new features for us and giving us that data feed. So they only charged us 25% of what the fee is going to be for us monthly. So instead of us pocketing that difference, I just passed the savings down to members. So that's why the price only went from $1,065. It went up to $1,089. So it only went up 24 bucks. But in July, we're going to be going up to around 1,200 because then we're going to get charged the full amount from the service provider. So that's why the subscription fee is going to go up in the month of July once we get charged the full amount from the service provider. So yeah, I guess I'll share with you guys now. There's a couple of you that are asking about it. Guys. I'll share excuse me. I'll share with you now the membership for TTG because some of you guys are asking about the memberships. If you guys use the coupon code TTG620, you'll get a 34% discount on the 1-year membership. That is what's $1,089. In July, that price is going to go up to around $1,200. Okay, so you guys can use coupon code TTG620. We're going to post a link here in chat for you guys in a second. Use that coupon code. Okay, by clicking on that link, it'll get you a 34% discount on a 1-year membership, which includes all of the courses that are part of the TTG curriculum. That's the beginner and foundation courses, the advanced courses, intro to options, advanced options, trader psychology part 1, trader psychology part 2, and how to thrive during a stock market crash. All of those courses are included for free with your membership. Okay, all those courses are included for free with your membership. You guys also get access to our stock screener, our premium blog, obviously the chat room, and our mobile app. Okay, guys, we have a mobile app. I encourage all of you to download it. All of our members. It's for iPhone and Android, just True Trading Group. Just go to your app store, search True Trading Group, download the app. If you're a member of True Trading Group, and you can download the app if you want, but you're only going to be able to access the chat if you're a member. And that gives you real-time push notifications when trade alerts are executed. And you can also just have the chat room open on your cell phone or your tablet. And this way, if you're traveling, if you're in the car, if you're at your kid's game or whatever it is, you can still follow along with what it is that we're trading. You see the screen share. You also hear us on the microphone. The app is amazing. The app is really, really, really amazing. So make sure you guys download that app. You guys get access to that as well. The stock profile section, the analyst report section, where you guys can get profiles and analyst reports on any stock that you're interested in. All of this is included in your membership. The stock screener, we're implementing a paper trade simulator this month. Real-time level 1, real-time level 2 access, where all of that stuff. You guys get access to all of that for $1,089 with the coupon code TTG620. Also, when I come out with new courses, that's automatically included in your membership as well. You automatically get access to the new courses. So when I come out with a new course, which I do maybe every 2 months or so, I'll come out with a new course or I'll add educational content to our courses. You immediately get access to that. There's not an upcharge for those courses. Okay. So it's not like I come up with a new course. It's like, okay, hey, it's $300 for the new course. No, if you're a member, you automatically have access to the courses. No, it's not. Who knows? Who knows goes, whew, I thought it was per month. No, that's for the whole year. That's for the whole year. That's for the whole year, guys. It's $1,080 with that coupon code. With coupon code TTG620, the regular price is $1,665. With that coupon code that I just gave you, TTG620, it's $1,089. Okay. And like I said, that discount is going to be up to around $1,200 or so in July once we get charged the full amount from our data service provider. Glenny trades. Yes. Dinner was awesome last night. Yes, dinner was awesome last night, Glenny. Guys, if you guys follow me on Twitter, Glenn is, if any of you guys want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is at Mike Edward _ TTG. Okay, again, at Mike Edward _ TTG. The Wolf is at Wolf of Weed ST. So at Wolf of Weed Street, but Street is ST. So guys, make sure you guys give us a follow on Twitter. But Glenny's talking about I had a chef come over last night and like cook up like a 5-course meal. It was so good. I posted pictures of it on my Twitter. That's what Glenny's talking about. Yeah, Traderpalooza. Oh yeah, guys, Shai Khan. Yeah, Shai Khan, you're right. Shai Khan was like, Mike, don't forget to tell them about all the new Traderpalooza content coming out too. Yeah, guys, let me tell you about the Traderpalooza event. On Saturday, we hosted Traderpalooza. If you guys have been seeing or hearing me talk about Traderpalooza, it was amazing. I am so happy with how well this event went. In April or May, I was planning on doing an in-person seminar for TGD members where we were going to all get together in Miami, where we're going to trade together in a room. We were going to do seminar. We were going to do workshops. We were going to do one-on-ones in person. I had a lot of stuff planned for the TGD community, but then obviously COVID happened and we weren't able to have that event. So I still wanted to do something for all of our members. So instead I hosted a virtual Traderpalooza trading seminar. It was from 7:30 a.m. till 8 o'clock at night. And every hour, myself, the Wolf, and the rest of the moderators in TTG, we covered different topics. Okay, the Wolf did, 2 awesome workshops on cannabis stocks and intro to options trading calls and puts. I did 2 workshops on risk management, position size, tier trading, stop loss placement, and the TGD triangle. We had other members that did a workshop on cryptocurrency. Another one did a workshop on like pre-market scanning and game plan, watch list development. We had another one did advanced options like straddles, strangles, iron condors. We did a workshop on small cap swing trading. Just really, really, really great stuff. And members were able to come in and leave and come in and leave based on the workshop that they wanted to attend. And I could not be any happier with how many of the TGD family spent their Saturday with myself and the rest of the moderators in the Traderpalooza virtual seminar. It was absolutely incredible. There's so much educational content. Guys, you're talking 12 and a half hours of educational content. We recorded the entire event and we're breaking down the videos into individual workshops. And then all of those workshops are going to be uploaded to the website sometime this week so that members could go back and re-watch all of those workshops. Okay, so it was such a tremendous success that this is something that I'm going to make a regular thing. Now, listen, we're not going to do it every month, but every once in a while, maybe like once every 3 months, we're going to host. I haven't decided on the timing of it yet, but we're going to do it more often because of how well the first one went and how much members enjoyed it. So at each time, we're going to cover different topics. And like I said, I send out the itinerary ahead of time. You guys can check out the itinerary and say, okay, out of 10 workshops, I want to attend these 5, and you just sign in when the workshop begins at that specific time slot. And then when it's over, you sign out, go about your day, do what you have to do, run errands, and then sign back in when the next workshop comes up. The beauty of it also is with the mobile app, you can be in the seminar on your cell phone. You could be driving in the car and listening to the seminar on your cell phone. You could be, at work. You could be doing anything, and you could be listening to everything on your cell phone through the mobile app. So That's what I'm saying, guys. That mobile app is so fire. But yeah, Traderpalooza was a huge hit. For our members that are in here that are on the live stream, guys, make sure you comment. Let me know what you guys thought about Traderpalooza. All of our members that attended Traderpalooza that are on the live stream, comment. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Let me know if you guys enjoyed Traderpalooza. And yes, T6, I'm still doing a Miami meetup. Once everything gets back to normal, I'm going to do a Miami meetup. It's just, everything is still kind of crazy with coronavirus. Florida cases are still spiking. So it's not going to be anytime soon, but hopefully by the fall or winter, I want to do an in-person meetup in Miami. So I will do, as soon as things get back to normal, guys, I promise you, we're going to do some awesome stuff. In-person meetup in Miami. I figure everybody flies in on a Thursday night. We trade together in a room everyone flies in on a Thursday night. We all trade together in a big room at Miami University in like one of their big seminar rooms on a Friday. I can put my screen, like my monitor screen, I'll put it like up on the big projector so like the whole seminar room can see it. And then we'll do workshops over the weekend, and then we'll also like go out to dinner, have drinks, maybe do like a golf outing. Like we're gonna have a lot of fun. I got a lot of stuff planned for the TGG community, so stay tuned for all that. Jason, Brandon says, "Can we go to 11?" Brandon, it depends on the day. If we have a good day on Friday, we'll go to 11. If we trade well, we'll go to 11. That's awesome. Oh, you guys are awesome. You guys are great. So yeah, guys. So again, if you guys want to join the TGG fam, use that coupon code TTG620. Get the 34% discount. And if anybody signs up by midnight tonight, we throw in a free one-on-one mentor session. Okay, so you guys can do a one-on-one with myself. You can do a one-on-one with the Wolf. You do a one-on-one with any one of the other moderators. But if you sign up by midnight tonight, you guys get included with the 34% discount. You get a free one-on-one mentor session for us to talk about anything that you want. Yep, Audrey, we're going to load them all up on the website. We recorded the whole event, so we're going to load everything up. It's going to be in the educate. It's going to be in the training. It's going to be part of the TGG curriculum. I'm basically going to add a new section where the courses are on the website. I'm going to add a section for Traderpalooza. So even with future trader, like it'll be like Traderpalooza and the date. And then you can click on that. It'll open up the folder and you'll see all the individual workshops that were covered on that date. And then when we do our next Traderpalooza, it'll be, again, Traderpalooza, that date. You click on that, you'll see all the individual workshops that pop up, and you can watch the workshops as you choose. Okay? Okay, guys? So again, TTG 620. So now let's, what I want to do now is I want to start to go over with you guys my trades today.
Can I preface your trades before you get into them?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, look, I thought that you gave a very beautiful speech before, but I think you were a little hard on yourself. Okay? Yesterday, when I was doing the stream on TTG, for all you beautiful people, not cursing that much, we were looking at futures, and honestly, every single thing that we were looking at, every single indicator that we were looking at, and every single thing that we said needed to happen for us to have a big red day happened. I woke up this morning, 7 a.m., looked at everything, and we were gapping down everywhere, across the board. SPY, QQQ, Russell, Dow futures getting crushed overnight. Okay? We went in with a very specific game plan. Yes, there is going to probably be a relief bounce, a quick dead cat bounce in the day. You were going after TVIX, I was going after SPY. Why? Because everything from Thursday to today was setting up and showing exactly what we wanted to see as traders. We had headline risk with COVID cases that just got worse today. Everything else, there was no good news today. So today was, you know why today hurt, everybody? I'm going to tell you why today hurt. Because anybody that bought puts was right. You were right. There is no way you go down 7 points on the Dow, gap under 200-day support on the SPY, and not by a little, by a lot, and then make a rally all the way to 308 in just a straight line. That's not supposed to happen. Now, we keep saying to you guys, the textbook is out the window. But we also don't expect for the market to completely be detached from reality in this way. Of all the days, and look, we've all seen it. We've all seen the Fed pumps. You know, we bank on those pumps. But even when those things happen, we're prepared for them, and we're just like, oh, all right, you know, maybe we dipped our toe in the water a little too long. The news today was 100% out there beforehand. I got into puts, 298 puts, and it looked great. It looked great for all but 5 minutes. Took some profit, then went to reload because it was looking weak, and then the SPY just kept on trying to, like, it was just pushing up. Everybody, you know, the selling pressure was still pretty intense, but for some reason, just getting propped up. Mike and I are on the phone in the morning while this is going on. He's in TVIX, I'm in SPY put, saying, what the hell is going on? And everybody is saying, what the hell is going on? Now, people outside of TTG that I talk to is like, what the hell is going on? I'm getting texts like, yo, was there some, like, news that hit? Why aren't we down to 295? You know, why aren't we, I mean, and I think this morning, before any of this started, Mike and I were thinking 292, 293.
Yeah.
Because that's where we should have landed.
I agree, man.
So that's why today hurts. Today hurts because we studied, we were patient, we had the setup, and the setup just didn't work. So I don't want you guys to get down on yourselves for what happened today. You know, we just have to, you know, look, as a trader, you have to keep evolving constantly. The things that worked for you last week may not work for you this week. Now, we've been saying that you're not getting paid to be in puts, but at the same time, the first time, like, that the market actually pulls back and cools down, which is needed, the Fed comes out with this news that they're basically just going to buy anything.
Yep.
They're going to buy all the junk. They're going to buy AAA rated bonds. Why do you have to buy AAA rated bonds? Does that make sense? So the market just absolutely, you know, guys, I always say, like, when you buy any stock or any option, you know, you're holding a grenade. All right? Today we got blown up to itty bitty pieces.
Right.
The one thing that the Fed isn't going to buy is our option. You know, they were good trades. Like I got, after I got worked on those 298 puts, I went 305 calls because I was like, at midway through the day, I was like, you know what? This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm not going to fight it. But I also didn't think that it would make a move all the way to 307. And not just a move at 307, but a timed move to 307. So I jump on the mic and I go, look, we should be getting a spy pump. The White House was supposed to give some kind of briefing at 2 o'clock. They ended up canceling the briefing. They did not cancel the pump. Those options went 65%. Great. I'm even for the day, basically. And then we make this, the candle. It was like a $1.4 million buy, 1.4 million shares SPY bought. It just went Empire State Building on the chart. So what I do, I bought puts. I couldn't resist. I buy puts. I take 20 cents of profit, and then the thing just craters. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, and look, guys, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you probably saw my scalp. At the end of the day, I just went to scalp the SPY, and I was trying to get like 20 cents, 10 cents. So I bought 30 calls. I bought 30 306 puts, the ones that I got worked in. And I just got lucky. As soon as I looked on my app, they didn't even register. They weren't even there yet. So I did the drop down, all of a sudden it refreshes, I'm up 50%. And the thing just keeps going. So we get hammered, absolutely hammered down. I end up selling those puts for 184%. And look, I was trying to make a couple bucks. Ends up saving my day, but then what happens? I go, okay, 345. We go under 305, we break into 304, and then boom, giant pump. From 305 to 308. The market is not acting rational, okay? Which means we have to be twice as fast and 10 times as disciplined when it comes to taking our profit. Puts, I said to Mike before we got on, I don't even know why I'm buying puts anymore. What's the point?
Yeah.
You're just not getting paid you're not getting paid to be in them. I'm not even going to set stop losses for puts if I do get in them. I'm going to set minutes. Okay, I'm out of this option in 5 minutes. I'm out of this option in 10 minutes. Because that's how it's working. So, and at that point, what's the point? There's always going to be this rotation. And I said this last night on the stream. That there's going to be a rotation to tech if we drop. Well, yeah, we got that rotation, and we got that rotation everywhere else. So when you do get into a position like we did today, just call it quits, especially early in the day. SPY options are just very risky, and you have got to manage them appropriately, which means, stick to those stops, those mental stops. Take your profit quickly, because seriously, I took that first profit on that SPY put at 228. I think it got to 240 for a second, and then all of a sudden it was back under $2 in like a second. So, that's what I wanted to say. I don't want Mike to, beat up on himself. Today hurt because we did everything right. And, we had outside forces affecting the market, you know? But again, no excuse. We still have to adapt. Remember, we're playing in their casino. They're not playing in ours. So I just wanted you guys to hear that from me. And really, that's really all I wanted to say. But I think Mike can tell you. Even one of the guys, and I'll let Mike tell you what one of the guys from CNBC said.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's my rant.
Yeah. Thank you, Jay. Thanks for that. Yeah, guys, I'm going to get into my TVIX trade today. That's the one that hurt me today. I made really good money on the TVIX on Thursday. If you guys caught that, I caught this move on the TVIX, and it was a home run trade. Today, we had headline risk, like Jason talked about. You had them talking about the extra $600 checks being over after July. You had a resurgence of the virus in China with them starting to close down Beijing. You have continued spikes in Texas, Florida, California, North Carolina, South Carolina, Arizona, Utah, Arkansas. You had continued spikes in a lot of the states that opened up early. You have some states that have now higher daily cases and daily hospitalizations than they had in March. Okay, so the headline risk was there today. That's what caused such a big gap down. Guys, we went from 304.50 to 297. This was a big gap down. Okay, we came into the day down 600 points on the Dow. This is a big gap down. And most importantly, when we go out to the daily chart and I zoom this in, we were gapping below the 200-day moving average, which held support Thursday and Friday. See this, guys? This yellow line on my screen, and I just drew a horizontal line here. I'll move the horizontal line so you can see it. See this yellow line on my screen? That's the 200-day moving average. You guys can see that 200-day moving average for the last 2 days held support. Then we come into today and we have the gap down and we gap beneath it. Okay, we gapped beneath the 200-day moving average and beneath the support level that had been holding the prior 2 days. We gapped beneath it today. So when we gapped beneath this level, I expected this bounce. Jason and I actually talked about, guys, look for a bounce back to test the 200-day moving average and then roll over. So I waited for the bounce in the morning. Okay, I waited for this first initial bounce, and then I went in right here and I bought the TVIX. Okay, I went in here and I bought the TVIX. Now, where I think I went wrong here today on this trade was the fact that I ended up holding on to this position longer than I initially intended to. I did not necessarily stick to my stop loss, and I got a little stubborn with this trade. I've been hot. The last couple weeks, I've been red hot. Been trading very well. There was a point I was like 10 for my last 10. There was a point where I was just trading very, very well. And I got stubborn with this trade. Everything about the price action was telling me to get out of this trade, but everything in my logical thought processing mind was telling me that there's no way this gap down gets bought up. There's just no reason for it. There's no fundamental or technical reason for this gap down to get bought up. And I got stubborn with the trade, and that caused me to stay in this trade longer than I should have. And rather than me stopping out of the position when I should have, okay, which would have been somewhere probably right around here, is where I probably should have stopped out of it. I did not stop out of it until there. And that caused me to lose a lot more on my TVIX position than I initially planned on. So when I calculate my position size based on the risk, I was not planning to exit the trade there. I was planning to exit the trade there. And holding on to that position longer than I initially intended to caused me to take on more risk than I initially planned on. Had this been my initial stop loss, I would have taken smaller position size when I had entered the TVIX trade. Okay. Now, that's where I made my mistake. I think maybe part of it was that I've been trading very well lately. Maybe that I got a little arrogant with it. Maybe, I had a big trade on the TVIX on Thursday. It's my favorite vehicle to trade. It's my highest statistic of accuracy is the TVIX over any other vehicle. And I think maybe I got a little stubborn with it, and I refused to admit that this gap down was being bought up. I just refused to admit it. I got stubborn with the trade, and that caused me to take a much bigger loss than I initially planned on. Okay, so that's where I went wrong today. But the more I thought about what was happening today, and I'm saying we just went from 297, okay, all the way to 308. Let's forget about this though, because this was news. Let's talk about that move. You're mean to tell me that we gap below a major technical support level, a resurgence of the virus in China, parts of Beijing closing down, continued record spikes in a lot of states in the US, and talks about ending the $600 unemployment stimulus checks. You mean to tell me that on those headlines, we're going to go from 297 to 305? Did not make sense to me whatsoever. Then all of a sudden at 2 p.m., we get a news release or a news headline. And that news headline is the Federal Reserve is now going to be buying individual corporate bonds. Market spiked. And now you are getting a continued aftermarket rally that took us to new highs. What are the futures doing right now? I haven't looked at the futures.
Give me one sec. I just look them. They were up. Dow 1%, S&P 0.88, VIX down 2%, NASDAQ 0.8, green.
All right, so we're still up.
Small caps up. Yeah, small caps up 1%. Tokyo, all right, the Nikkei up 3%. Nikkei futures up 1%. So Tokyo is loving it.
Good. So what I actually think happened here today, and I didn't think about this until somebody said it on CNBC. Guy Adami said it. I don't know if you guys follow CNBC, but Guy Adami is a regular contributor to CNBC. And he said today, verbatim, if you think we are in a free market, you're kidding yourself. Because he said that there is no way this market rallies back this gap down today unless that Fed news was released and leaked early. So he's saying that action by the Fed was leaked. People knew the Fed was going to start buying individual corporate bonds, and that's why the SPY was strong this morning. Makes sense. I wasn't thinking that at the time. I mean, I'm still taking responsibility for my own, because I should have exited the trade when I did. I mean, I should have exited the trade when I did not. I held on to the trade too long. I took too much risk than I initially intended for, and I should have stopped out of the trade sooner, and I paid the price for it. Everything in the price action was telling me to get out of the trade, but I just couldn't for the life of me understand what could give a bid under this market today. Like, what could be the catalyst for people to step in and start buying today? I could not wrap my head around it. And then 2 o'clock, that news comes out, and then Guy Adami says that on CNBC, and he's like, this is total BS. Like, he was pissed. He actually said, he goes, I'm probably going to get roasted on social media for this, but I think that news was leaked. And now that I think about it, I'm like, well, shit, that kind of makes sense. Like, that kind of makes sense because I just couldn't for the life of me understand with those headlines and the technical level we were gapping below, how this market could rally back from being down to 297 on the SPY. It just didn't make sense to me. But I think now we know why. So that was the mistake that I made here today, guys. Okay, this was my biggest loss of the day was this trade. And this is, like I said, I should have stuck to my stop loss. I should have exited the trade right there. Instead, I didn't exit the trade until we got all the way up to here. And that caused me to take on way more risk than I initially intended. And when I take you guys over to the TVIX, it would have been the difference of exiting the TVIX there, okay, versus exiting the TVIX here. Okay, so that's your difference. You're talking about instead of exiting at 195, you're talking about exiting at like 186, 187. And that's bigger risk than I initially intended on taking on the trade. When I entered the TVIX position, I bought the TVIX at 200. So I actually got long the TVIX at 200 and sold out of it down here. Okay, when I should have sold out of it there. And that's what caused me to have that's what kind of got me started in this negative day. And it all goes back to just not believing this bounce back in the SPY, and now we know why. Now we know why there was a bid underneath the market like that. So, I think that what we can learn, from that TVIX trade is that you have to listen to the charts. Because you never know what is going on behind the scenes. You never know what's the bid, and when I say what's the bid, I mean like you don't know what's the buying that is underneath something, or what's the selling that's above something. And even though you believe in a specific trade idea and a specific setup, if the price action is telling you otherwise, you've got to trust the price action. The price action is not going to lie. Okay, the stock's not going to lie. The stock market's going to always be right. The stock market's going to always be right. You will be the one that's wrong, not the stock market. And I allowed myself to be a little too stubborn with this trade today, and I just couldn't figure out why there was this strength in the market today with all that headline risk gapping below this major resistance level. It just didn't make sense to me. And because it didn't make sense, I refused to admit that I was wrong on this trade idea, and I held on to the trade a little too long, and that caused me to take a bigger loss than I initially intended on. Okay, so I want you guys to learn from my mistake today to make sure that you guys don't do something like this going forward. It's something that when I analyze my trading from a neutral standpoint, from an unbiased standpoint, that's what I did wrong today. Okay, that's a mistake that I made, and I paid for it. Anybody have any questions about the TVIX trade that I just talked about? Jin Woo Lee, I wouldn't say that. I think that's a little too far. Jin Woo Lee is saying, so would it be smarter than just take the side of sentiment in the intraday without any news because of leaks like this? You don't just want to. You don't want to go the opposite side of a trade. I mean, because you assume there's a leak. I mean, listen, guys, I'm also not saying that I don't know for a fact that that's what happened. I mean, I wasn't even thinking that until the guy on CNBC said it, and I was like, oh, wait, that actually really makes sense. Because going into the rate cut, the markets rallied also going into the rate cut. So I think that was maybe that news was maybe leaked as well. But it was such a head scratcher today. I just could not believe that the market was getting bought up today. I could not believe it. I'm like, every time the market pushed higher, like we did that, I'm like, what the hell? No way. We did that. I'm like, no, come on. No way. Can't be. We did that. I'm like, what is going on? We did this. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like every time the market kept pushing higher, I'm like, none of this makes any sense. And then we get the news at 2:00, and then Guy Adami says that on CNBC, and I'm like, you know what? That's actually really possible. Maybe this news was leaked. People knew the Fed were buying individual corporate bonds, and that put a floor on the market, and people started buying. And I think that like the price action by itself to me today didn't make sense. When I think about what Guy Adami said, I'm like, you know what? That does make sense to me. But I wouldn't say you don't want to trade assuming there's a news leak. You know, that's not a good trading strategy because you'll never know. You know, that's a complete, blindfold throwing darts at a dartboard, hoping you hit something. I don't think that's a good trading strategy. No. What's the next resistance level on the SPY now? John W is asking. Next resistance level on the SPY now.
311, 312.
Oh, definitely 312. Guys, you're definitely going to have resistance here around 312. This is the gap entry. See this resistance on the 11th? So the 11th, that's when we had that big gap down. Remember the big gap down after the Fed? We had this big gap down, okay? So if we push up to this level, that's going to be a resistance area. But if we get above it, okay, now you're into the gap. You don't really have a lot there's no structure here, okay? So once we break up above into this level, you could see the markets move kind of freely. So I think that's the next level you really have to pay attention to is 312. 312 will be the gap entry point from the 11th. How are you feeling about Boeing? I still love Boeing, Max, but long term. I love Boeing long term, okay? Boeing is in my long-term portfolio. It will stay in my long-term portfolio. I bought Boeing on this day at $106 in my long-term portfolio. So I do not plan on selling Boeing. I think within the next 3 years, Boeing is back to a $300 stock. Okay. So I have no intention on selling Boeing. It's going to stay in my long-term portfolio for the foreseeable future. William, I wouldn't say I went with my gut instead of my instinct. I went with my gut instead of the chart. Like I went with my gut over price action. And usually when you trade with your gut, I think usually it doesn't work out. It's like I don't like gut feeling trades. Like when you're like, hey, I'm buying this stock, and you're like, well, someone's like, why? You're like, I don't know. I just have a feeling. Like those trades don't usually work out as well as a well analyzed trade and good trade idea and thesis. Those gut feeling trades don't usually work. I just think that I just couldn't for the life of me understand why this price action was happening on a day when we had all of this negative news headlines and this massive technical gap down. Just didn't make sense to me. And because it didn't make sense to me, I refused to just cut it. Like I was like, I gave it more room. I gave it more room than I should have, and I paid the price for it. Isaac, I'm in like 20% cash in my long-term portfolio. Well, actually, excuse me. Let me rephrase that. My entire portfolio, actually, let me do the math for you right now. Okay. So my entire portfolio, okay, I have in all of my accounts, out of equity positions and cash, there's about 5% cash. Okay, there's about 5% in cash. But that is a cash position that I said I want to add once the market started crashing in March. So when the market started crashing in March, I took a chunk of money, I set it to the side, and I said, okay, I'm going to deploy this capital into the markets as the market crashes. I have since March, since the middle of March is when I started buying in the middle of March. And then I bought some again in like towards the end of March. And then I bought some again in like early or mid-April. And then I bought airlines. I bought UAL just a few weeks ago. So those are my ads. But I'm still in like that chunk of cash I set to the side. I'm still in about 20% of that is in cash. And that 20% equals like 4.5% of my entire portfolio. Nick Jones says, do you think the market will rally the rest of the week? I don't know, guys. You know, it's like, and this is kind of another topic I wanted to discuss, which is the tug of war between coronavirus and the Fed. What's next for the Fed? They're going to buy individual stocks next. What's next? They're already buying ETFs. They're buying junk bonds. Now, you know, the bond ETFs, you know, they're buying individual corporate bonds. What's next? The only thing that's next is for them to step in and start buying individual stocks. You know, I think coronavirus maintains, you know, negative headline risk because the cases are still spiking. Cases are still going up. And you're seeing some states that have higher numbers now than they did in March. Doesn't seem like that's slowing down. That's probably just going to get worse. But then you have the Fed that's stepping in with QE, quantitative easing, infinity. And that's the tug of war that the market is going to be dealing with. It's a tug of war between a virus and an economic shutdown and consumer fear and a lack of consumer spending because the consumers aren't going out and going places versus the Federal Reserve just pumping insane amounts of stimulus into the markets and insane amounts of liquidity into the markets. And that tug of war is going to go on for the foreseeable future until there's a vaccine. That's going to go on until there's a vaccine. Okay? It's going to go on until there's a vaccine. Smiley, yeah. I mean, Smiley's like, yeah, but can't you say cases are going up because they're doing more testing now? It's not just the cases, it's the hospitalizations that's concerning. Like Texas keeps reporting a record number of hospitalizations in a single day. It's not just like, okay, there's more cases because they're testing more. It's, you know, it's not just there's more cases, there's also it's also more hospitalizations. And that's the part that's worrisome. Yeah, Jason Kim, I agree with you. Jason Kim says, as long as states don't shut down again, markets will keep moving higher with corrections time to time. Jason, I tend to agree with you, my friend. I tend to agree with you. Let's also talk about NETE. I lost a little bit of money on NETE today. Let's talk about NETE. I'm just going to run through. Like I said, I wanted to run through my losing trades with you guys, so I'm going to run through NETE now.
Hey, before you get into that trade, Mike,
yeah.
I'm going to just say goodbye to everybody.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
We'll see them tomorrow on TVIX, all right? Later, guys.
Later, Wolf. All right, guys, so like I was saying about this NETE trade. So the other week, I had said to everybody that we were, I had said to people that I think small cap momentum was changing. I think small cap momentum was slowing down. And so far, 3 days later, that continues to be the case. The momentum is definitely slowing down. You've got to be quicker to take profits. You're not getting the follow through squeezes. You're getting one move and the stock's done. You saw that with a lot of small caps today. A lot of small caps today. So when we take a look at NETE here, we had a big gap up on NETE. $10.50 was the area that I was looking for to be support. Why $10.50? I'll show you guys the daily chart. You guys have to go back to 2018. You'll see resistance in April. You'll then see resistance again in October of 2018 at this 1050 area. Okay. So that's why I was looking for that 1050 area to be an area of support. Okay. So when we gapped up here today, we had a quick pullback and the stock halted. Okay. There's your halt price right there. The stock halted. So when we halted on the way down, I said, guys, look to see if 1050 holds coming out of that trading halt. If it does, that could be a potential buying zone. Okay. So I got long NETE right in here in front of this 1050 area. We shoot right through VWAP and then we halted again. And that halt sucked all the momentum right out of NETE. And as soon as the stock opened off the trading halt, it just dropped. And I exited this trade right there. Okay. Now, if this setup happened a week ago, 2 weeks ago, okay, this opens out of the trading halt and does that. And then probably halts again. But momentum has changed. Momentum has changed on the small caps, guys. And you've seen it now in a number of stocks throughout the course of the trading day for the last 3 days now, since the day that we had the JFIN. That was when I said that I think small cap stocks and the momentum in small caps has changed and that it was shifting. And ever since then, you're not seeing as many runners. You're not seeing the follow through squeezes. You're not seeing those afternoon short squeezes. You're seeing the stocks usually make one move and then they're crapping out. We had a period where we had like 15 different stocks that were up over 100% in the day. Now you're not getting that. Okay, now you're just not. You're not getting that. You're not getting that same type of action. You're not getting that same type of follow through. Small caps have cooled off a bit. So if you guys are still trading small caps, you're going to want to maybe look to take profits off a little quicker than you have been over the last couple of weeks to make sure that you don't leave yourself open and susceptible to some of these stocks failing, because a lot of small caps over the last 3 days have been failing, and you guys don't want to be caught holding the bag on a lot of these stocks. Yes, Mike Duraco. Yes, excellent point. So Mike Duraco says, is it better to take a bigger percentage on the first profit tier when the market's not giving you a lot of follow through? I actually talked about this today in chat a little bit. Because usually, guys, when I take profits in 3 tiers. I sell 25% of my position, then I sell 50% of my position, then I sell 25% of my position. So I have 3 profit targets when I'm in a trade. And when those profit targets are reached, that's how I sell. I sell 25, 50, 25. In a slow market, okay, if small caps really get cold, you may want to think about adjusting those tiers to maybe where it's 50, 25, 25. Okay, you might want to think about readjusting those tiers so that you're taking a bigger chunk of your profit off in the beginning of the trade, so that you can lock in that profit and protect yourself if all you get is one move. Okay, so that is something that you guys can do if you're continuing to trade small caps. Well, that big ball, I mean, that's just how support and resistance levels work. Support and resistance levels are showing you where there's a lot of selling pressure or where there's a lot of buying pressure. It doesn't matter how long ago that support level is from or that resistance level. It doesn't matter if it's from, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, or 5 years ago. when you have levels on a chart that show you resistance or support, that level is there because there's either a lot of buyers at that level or there's a lot of sellers at that level. And when the stock gets back to that price point, those buyers or sellers are still at those levels. That's what creates support and resistance. So just because you're looking at 2018 and you're like, oh, that's 2 years ago, that's not relevant. No way. You bet your ass it's relevant. The longer a level, okay, holds, the more relevant it is. If you have a resistance level that's been resistance for the last like 3 years, and all of a sudden the stock gaps above that level, that is a major level. Okay, the longer a level holds, the more significant that level is and the bigger catalyst that it will be if it breaks above or below that level, and the more volume you're going to need to break through or below that support or resistance level. Yes, absolutely going back that far. Absolutely going back that far. 2018 is not that far. That's only 2 years ago. It is not a long time. I've made trades off resistance and support levels that were 5 years old, 6 years old. Absolutely, it's relevant. Absolutely. How far back do you go? You go back as far as you have to until you see a level. You go back as far as you have to until you see a level. Yep, yeah, exactly, Valley Girl. Don't fight the Fed, especially during an election year. Yep, don't fight the Fed. Yes, Big Bala, yes. If you have to go back 5 years ago to find your first level, then that's what you have to do. That's where your levels are. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, RM, volume does matter at levels. Volume does matter at levels. The more stock that gets transacted at a specific level, the more shareholders you have at those price points. So technically, those levels will tend to be what they call thicker levels, and they're thicker levels because so many people have gotten long at that or have sold at that price point. So the more volume that gets transacted at a specific level is it's you may hear people say that level is thicker. And what they mean by thicker is that the more shareholders you have at that level, the thicker that level will be. And typically, the greater the volume that will be needed to break through that level and satisfy all of those orders. What news are we getting tomorrow? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. I was not expecting the Fed news today. I don't know. I wish I knew what the news was going to be for tomorrow. If I was able to predict future news, I'd be a trillionaire by now. Chris Rice, good question. Chris Rice, any general thoughts on QE, Mike? Have we learned anything? What do you think the long-term effects will be? Um, Depends on how the economy recovers. Because if the economy recovers well after coronavirus and there's a vaccine and the economy recovers and we get back to sustained growth, all of these assets that the Fed has bought, they're actually going to make money on. They're going to make money on their bonds, their individual corporate bonds, their ETFs. I mean, they're going to make money. And so the better the economy does, the easier it'll be for the Fed to unwind their balance sheet. You just have to pay attention to inflation, and if inflation starts to become an issue, the Fed will have no choice but to start to raise interest rates. And that's when things could become a problem if companies with the new interest rates on debt, if companies and people cannot satisfy their debt obligations with the higher interest rates, that's when things could become a problem. That's when you can get your next market sell-off, is if and when inflation gets out of control with all the quantitative easing. But we have some time before that takes place. I think that's at least, a 1 to 2 year potential problem. I think markets could recover between now and then. And if inflation does spark, which it very well possibly could with all of this QE, we were in a deflationary environment prior to coronavirus, so that helps. If we were already in an inflationary environment and then coronavirus happened, that would be really bad. But we were in a deflationary environment, which is better because the QE will definitely start to push inflation higher. But we went into this well below the Fed's target inflation rate of 2%. The Fed wants to maintain a 2% inflation rate, but we were operating at like a 1.5, 1.6 inflation rate, which is a deflationary environment. And it was actually starting to go down, and then coronavirus happened. So maybe that stabilizes inflation. Maybe that pushes inflation back to 2%, maybe even gets to like 2.1, 2.2, which will not be the end of the world. But if inflation starts to get to 2.5, 2.7, 2.8, that's going to be a problem. And the Fed's going to have to raise interest rates to stop inflation from going any higher. And that will become a credit issue because you're going to have a lot of these companies will no longer be able to satisfy their debt obligations with higher interest rates if the economy does not recover to a point similar to where we're at before coronavirus. That's why it's so important for us to get a vaccine and get the coronavirus behind us so the economy can get back operating on all cylinders. And if that's the case, and the economy can get back open and we can get back to anywhere near where we were prior to coronavirus, we could be okay. But if the economy stumbles getting back on track and we're floating with a 7, 8, 9% unemployment rate, I don't see that happening. And I think inflation becomes an issue. And I think you could be looking at, within the next like 3 to 4 years, you could be looking at maybe your next market crash. If inflation gets out of control, they have to raise interest rates and the economy is not back to where it was to be able to withstand that inflation. That's when I think you can have your next big market sell-off. Michelle Rhodes says, can someone help me? I'm wanting to learn how to buy stocks. I don't know how to start and where to buy. Michelle, you are in the right place. Okay, you're in the right place because at TTG, I teach you guys a professional education. Okay, I teach you guys the exact same education that I learned when I worked at a hedge fund. Okay, that's how I got started in my trading career. I did not know how to trade stocks really. I played around with them with like my little accounts and stuff when I was, 18 years old, 19 years old, but I didn't know what the hell I was really doing. I learned right out of college. My first job, I worked at a hedge fund in New York. And that's where I first got started trading. And I had to go through a 3-month educational training program at the hedge fund before I was able to trade with the fund's money. I had to pass that program. So that 3 months of education, I've simplified and I've created the courses that are available on the TGD website. That is what you guys get access to when you join the TGD family. You get access to the beginner stock trading courses, which will walk you through from day one. You have no idea what you're doing. It'll walk you through from day one. You're brand new at this. That's the beginner and the foundation courses. Then you get into the advanced stock trading courses. That's where you guys will learn some more of the technical stuff I learned at the hedge fund, like tier trading, the indicators I use, the chart patterns I trade, my risk management strategy, how to stay in winning trades longer, how to exit losing trades faster, how different indicators work in conjunction with one another, the difference between an A+ setup versus a B and C setup. You guys are going to learn all of that in the advanced stock trading section. Then you also have intro to options, which teaches you basic calls and puts. Then you have advanced options, which is, straddles, strangles, debit spreads, credit spreads, iron condors, naked puts, naked calls. You guys learn all that stuff in the advanced section. Then you have Trader Psychology. Trader Psychology Part 1 and Trader Psychology Part 2, which is designed to help you guys take the emotions out of trading and help you become more robotic. The Trader Psychology courses are TGD members' favorite courses. Okay, I did a survey and asked TGD members what their favorite course was, and the majority of people said Trader Psychology was their favorite. Okay, so to answer your question, where can you get started, Michelle? It's right here. Okay, TTG, we have members that have never traded a stock a day in their lives, but then we have members that have been trading for 20 years. I've said to you guys before, we have stockbrokers that have worked at Morgan Stanley since the early 2000s. We have a money manager that lives in Australia that manages money for 50 different clients. So we have, and you have myself, an award-winning hedge fund trader. In 2008, I won Trader of the Year at the hedge fund that I worked at. So you have traders with that kind of experience. And then you also have traders that have never traded a stock a day in their lives. They have no idea what they're doing. All they know is they want to learn. And there's a place for each of those type of traders and everyone in between because of the courses that are on the website and how I've broken them down from beginner and advanced courses. So I highly recommend to you, Michelle, and all of those that are interested in learning how to trade stocks, or you're already trading and you want to take your trading to the next level, there's a place for you in TTG. And I encourage you guys to use the coupon code TTG620, get a 34% discount on a 1-year all-inclusive membership plan that gets you access to all of those courses included for free with your membership. A 1-year membership is usually $1,665 for the year. With this coupon code, it's $1,089. That price is going to go up in July. So literally in 2 weeks, that price is going to go up to probably around $1,200 or so. Okay, because of all the new features that we're adding, and we're going to be charged the full amount from that data service provider to provide you guys with all those new features. So that's why the membership is going up in July. So I would encourage you all to use that coupon code TTG620, get the 34% discount, and anyone that signs up by midnight tonight will also get included a free one-on-one mentor session with their membership. Okay, we can talk about any topics that you guys want to discuss on a one-on-one mentor session with myself or the Wolf or any other one of the moderators that you guys choose. I just do recommend, before you schedule your one-on-one, go through the courses. Go through the courses because a lot of the questions that you have, a lot of those questions are going to be answered in the courses. Okay, a lot of those questions will be answered in the courses. This way, when we do our one-on-one together, we can talk about more detailed aspects of trading, and you can talk about something you saw in the courses that you didn't understand, rather than asking me questions on things that you're going to learn just by going through the courses. Nice, Andrew, my man. Andrew says a lot of people just like me made the membership fee back in a couple days. I made mine back in 2.5 days. Way to go, Andrew. Yes, Salah Marabin. Yes, all of the watch list is loaded on the member dashboard of the website anywhere between 8:30 a.m. and 9 a.m. So anywhere in that time frame, the watch list gets loaded to your dashboard on the website. But in chat, you have Jason Simmons, who does the Miami Morning Culata Club that starts at 7:30 a.m. and goes till around 9:15 a.m. And he walks you guys through the watch list. Then I come on the mic before the market opens at around 9:15, and I go over my watch list and my game plan for the day. So we go over the watch list and game plan in person, or assume not in person, but live in chat before the bell rings. We go over that, but it's also loaded on the member dashboard. So when you log in to the website with your account, you'll see the watch list in the morning. All right, guys. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I mentioned today, or does anybody have any questions about a TTG membership? Not yet, John. I'm working on implementing that feature, though. So John says in the chat room, is there a way to tell who is TGG certified? I'm working on having like an emblem or like an icon next to members' usernames that become TGG certified, so other members can see that. So guys, what he's referring to, what John is referring to about TGG certified, at the end of every course is a quiz. If you score 85 or higher on the quiz, you get a badge for that course. If you get all your badges, you become TGG certified. You get a certificate. You can print it out. You can put it on your desk. You could share it on social media. But it lets you know that you have now completed a professional education. You have what it takes to be a consistently profitable trader. You've learned the same education that I learned working at a hedge fund, and people can now start to value your opinion because you're TGG certified. So that's what John's talking about being TGG certified. Michelle, there is a payment plan. We do offer a 3-month payment plan. Michelle, we do offer a 3-month payment plan. If you're interested in that, you can email us at info@truetradinggroup.com. My Twitter, Wayne, my Twitter is at Mike Edward _TTG. At Mike Edward _TTG. Does anybody have any other questions specifically about the TVIX trade or what I talked about earlier about dealing with losing trades or about the TGG membership? Anybody have any other questions? Wanda, we do have a lifetime membership, Wanda. The lifetime membership is already discounted. You don't need the coupon code. The TTG620, that coupon code gets you the 34% discount on the 1-year membership. The lifetime membership is at a 60% discount. It's usually over $9,000 for the lifetime membership. The lifetime membership includes 4 one-on-one mentor sessions each year for free. And we're giving a 60% discount. So it's $3,996. That's a lifetime membership. And that includes 4 one-on-one mentor sessions per year. Okay, guys? So that's it, gang. I want to thank you guys all for joining me here tonight on this live stream. Like I said, I always share with you guys the good and the bad. I always share with you guys the good and the bad. There's always lessons to be learned from the trading day. So I got beat up a little bit today. I wanted to share my day with you, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this day. And we're going to come back in here tomorrow, and we're going to look to get things back on track. Again, guys, if you sign up by midnight tonight, you get a one-on-one mentor session included with your membership. And if you use coupon code TGG620, you get a 34% discount and all of the courses included for free with your membership for that 1-year membership plan. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for joining me here tonight on this live stream. You guys have been great. And if you guys want, join me tomorrow for TG Tuesday. The chat room is open for free tomorrow. Just go to truetradinggroup.com, click on TGG Tuesday, fill out the form. That's going to give you a link that'll give you access to our chat room for free for the whole day. It opens up at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, closes at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. That's it, guys. Have a great night, everybody, and I will see you guys all in chat tomorrow.